Imagine a bubble, a beautiful bubble, a transparent bubble, which is happy to float in the hands of the air. Easily our mind can also be compared to it. But what is the content of a bubble? Air, pure air. It possibly cannot remain vacuum. Can it remain empty? Similarly, our fragile mind also finds itself occupied and engaged with ideas, thoughts, or feelings, or sensations. And what are these thoughts and feelings? Just insubstantial shadows. But they do definitely exist, we all know. We cannot see them, we cannot touch them, but we know they exist. An empty mind does not exist. Again, it cannot exist. It is just like the fact that an empty bubble also cannot exist. We have seen the very moment we are able to drop or release all its contents, the thin box or its outer cell or the cover bursts. In sleep sometimes this happens. I say sometimes purposely because even in most of our sleeps, the mind does its gimmicks. The mind does its gimmicks. It works. Again, it cannot exist without work. Now comes the difficulty. Is it possible to drop all its contents? No, it's not possible. Therefore, it exists forever. Mind exists forever. Sometimes with good and valuable contents, sometimes with not so valuable ones. But there is a hope always. And what is that hope? Do not forget that hope. The hope is this, that cool air always replaces the hot air. So there is a replacement possible. We can replace the hot contents with cool ones. It's as easy as that. You know what I mean. It's easy to allow cool sensations to pass into the fragile bubble. Then the things will happen the best way possible. Fine sets of thoughts and sensations about beautiful objects in nature can be allowed to pass in. For example, a fun-filled, chilling, fizzy waterfall amidst the green mountains, the cool melody of a bird in the echoing valley, the visual treat given by a silent-scape on the mountaintops with joining dance of clouds and their magical shades, the coolness and the white blessings offered by a smoky fog on green forest, or just a nice remembrance of a pleasant remark made by your beloved or intimate friend, a worthy recognition earned at the hands of a great authority, a faint but fond memory of your sweet childhood. Anything like this can engage the bubble creatively. The beauty of this world is too abundant to be finished savoring. When sensations such as these start bubbling within our soul, it cannot but choose to brush aside the useless content, and the mind becomes brimful and tearful and pure. Creativity will be the net result. Once such a positive train of sensations are kept moving in the track, like a train moving in the track, it will move on along the clearly defined tracks. Though different stations will come and people may rush outside and inside, though red signals will block and green ones permit, it will be in its journey. The journey will continue, a wholesome journey of peacefulness and joyfulness towards its genuine destination. If a bubble is allowed to be filled with hot stuff or unnecessary stuff, it surely will revert back to cyclical and ever-maddening and repeated frivolousness and base instincts. The contents will ferment, sometimes like milk turning to sour curd. The basic instincts will be turned out into toxic hankerings, revengefulness, or just a bundle of painful memories. Beware. It is not an exaggeration to say that thousands of such minds, like those beloved animals living in a pigsty, wallow in such dark prisons. Francis Bacon, the first essayist, once commented this way: if most of the contents from human minds are removed, like jealousy, anger, desires, ambitions, pride, or arrogance and stupidity, man's mind will be like the husk with nothing within, an empty outer covering with no kernel or sweet kernel within. Let's have an experiment. Just close your eyes. Imagine yourself sitting on the top of a silent blue mountain. Just above you, you see only clouds, moving clouds. The wind that moves the clouds touches you gently, soothes your skin. Its continuous love you feel all over your body. Smile gently, smile pleasantly, and feel happy. The whole landscape is getting purified, renewed, and renewed. You too feel sanctified and blessed. Now look at the gentle sensations that pass through your mind, like this wind which becomes more and more intense. Your mind too, like a small flower, balances to stay in the wind, struggles to stay in the wind. Actually, it is happy to float with the wind. Still a bit of stickiness, a mild resistance, a minute hesitation to leave the ground totally. Suddenly, the connection is snapped. It is liberated. It floats fast across the mountains. But you remain there. But you remain there. The bubble is gone. You remain as a witness, still like a lighted candle, unflickering. Still like a lighted candle, unflickering.